And then they would go to Ezekiel. They would read Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 19. I will give them an undivided heart and put a new spirit in them. I will remove from them their heart of stone and give them a heart of flesh. Here's the key. They will follow my decrees and be careful to keep my laws. They will be my people and I will be their God. Then in chapter 36, verse 25, Ezekiel writes, I will sprinkle clean water on you and you will be clean. I will cleanse you from all your impurities and from all your idols. And here it is, verse 26, and I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. I will remove from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit in you and move you to follow my decrees and be careful to keep my laws. So the Jews for thousands of years, even to this day, those that don't believe Jesus is the Messiah, that's what they were doing the other day, saying, when are you going to send your Holy Spirit? When are you going to change our hearts? When are you going to write by your finger the laws inside of who I am and help me and move me to pull off what you've commanded and what you've asked? This is important because this is the environment that they were in 2,000 years ago when a rushing wind showed up. This is what was going on. This is what was in their minds. And all of a sudden, this violent wind comes rushing in. And everybody in that whole area in Judea heard it and was looking up just like they did when the thunder and the horn was coming from Mount Sinai, because a covenant was coming. And then there were these tongues of fire that landed on the disciples as a clear symbol that this is the Holy Spirit coming into your life, and I am now writing my laws upon your heart. I am now changing you the same way I wrote on the tablets. I am now writing in you. And then they leave, and then they do what? They prophesy. They start telling the world what God has done in this new covenant, and everybody understands. It was spoken in every language that could have possibly have been spoken that day. Everybody was speaking in tongues, in human languages, declaring to the world that this new covenant and this Holy Spirit is available to everybody. It doesn't matter what language you speak. It doesn't matter where you're from, whether you speak English, French, or German. This covenant is for you. Everybody's going to hear it. Everybody's going to understand it. This isn't limited to just these people. Well, you're going to get me excited. Someone needs to get excited about that. Didn't matter where they were from. It didn't matter if they were from, Parthia or Medes, or they spoke whatever they spoke in the Alamites and the Mesopotamia. It was available to those that were in Judah. It was available to those that were at Cappadocia. It was available to those from Pontus. It was available to those from Asia. It was available to those from Phrygia and from Pamphylia and from Egypt and from parts of Liberia and Cyrene. It was available to the visitors from Rome, both Jews and converts. It was available to the Cretans. It was available to the Arabs. It's available to those in Russia. It's available to those in Afghanistan. It was available to those in Iraq, in Saudi Arabia, in Syria. And you know what's even more mind-bending? It's available to those of us in the United States. It even reaches this nation that wasn't even around at that time. We haven't been around very long. And it's available to those here also. It's available to those of people right here who were born in Excel, Alabama, just a small, little, obscure, little town. He says, this covenant is for you too. And the part that really, really blows my mind is that it was available to me, some kid from Brooklyn, who, quite frankly, still has problems. It's available to everyone. It gave power. The gospel, the message can be spoken and should be spoken throughout the world. So it demonstrates the need to proclaim the truth. It demonstrates the need to proclaim the gospel to all people, whether you like them, don't like them, whether, you understand what I mean? It's for everyone. And we have this obligation and we have this mission to make sure that that happens.